Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Yeah? Y'all ready to hear some Broadway tunes and other stuff? We got a hip-hop section. It's going to kill you. It's just really, it's what we call a mashup. Okay. All right. Anyway, folks, my name is Joe Clark. I'm the owner of Forte Jazz Lounge, along with my gorgeous, amazing, supportive, beautiful wife behind the bar, Rosie. Everybody say hi to Rosie. And it is such a pleasure to see such a nice-sized crowd here for this. This is wonderful. Thank you. And, all day long we've been barking down the street at people to come on in. And the second we mention that tonight is Broadway, they go, "Oh, really?" They're very theatrical people. I don't know. You're not getting hired. You're just coming in to listen, okay? So that's how it works. Anyway, one of the best parts of this whole gig that we're doing over here is all the wonderful people that I get to meet. Really, it's really a wonderful part of this. And one of those people is this guy right here, Bill. Right here. Everybody say hi, Bill. Yeah. Well, he comes to me and he says, "I love your place," and he had a few little observations, shall we say, about our practices. And I immediately changed everything. And good call. Yeah, I think this chair should face the stage. You're really good. Okay, solid opinion. Okay, I don't know. So anyway, folks, he comes to me and he says, "I got a friend." And I say, "Who doesn't?" And he says that he knows this guy who does Broadway. And I'm a jazz guy, so I'm like cinching up a little bit. And I'm like going, "Okay, I'll hear you out, Bill. You were right on the direction that the chair should be in. So let's move on." And so he connects me with this guy. What an amazing performer. How many of you already know him, William Michals? Yes? Okay, well, if you have not heard him, you're in for an amazing treat. But before I introduce him, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce his band tonight, which is kind of my band, but that's okay. But we got a new guy over here who stepped into the limelight on the piano, John Daniel, everybody. Give him a hand. And then over here on the drums, my drummer, Josh Hoover. And this guy is totally been my friend since the 90s, and we've been playing together. And now I have this place, and he's right there marching along with me. He's such a loyal guy. I appreciate you, John. John Kennedy on the bass. And then later on, after William does his thing, Jenna Bohannon will be out here to fill out some female vocals for you and some nice jazz tunes. So, yes, give her a hand, Jenna Bohannon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you star of Broadway and concerts. Ladies and gentlemen, William Michals.
I don't care about expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond rings don't mean a thing. All I care about is love, that's what I'm here for. I don't care for wearing silk cravats, ruby studs or satin spats don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. Give me two eyes of blue, softly saying, "I need you." Let me see her standing there, and honest mister, I'm a millionaire. I don't care for any fine attire Vanderbilt might admire. No, not me. All I care about is love. Show me long raven hair flowing down about to there. Let me see her running free, and keep your money, that's enough for me. I don't care for driving packet cars or smoking long buck cigars. No, no, not me. All I care about is doing a guy in who's picking on you, twisting the wrist that's turning the screw. All I care about is
Hello, folks. Hello, South Carolina. It is wonderful to come down here and to share so many sentiments from the great musical theater stage. So many of that is about love, if not all of it. It's love for a fellow man, love for great friends, love for our community, love for our family, love for our beloveds. This is, I think, the greatest art form that we have. The American musical theater somehow tells our story in more colorful and fully drawn out ways than any other. And I'm accompanied here by an amazing group of local artists, and we're going to bring you some of the classics today. I've had a chance to play roles all over the country, or toured all over the world, symphony orchestras and stuff, and I find that the classics of musical theater speak to us more directly than any other songs. In fact, I had the chance to play the role of Emile de Beck in South Pacific in the most recent blockbuster revival of South Pacific. And in that role and in that score, magnificent masterpiece of a score, there's a perfect setting by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein about falling in love at first sight. I don't think anybody's said it better since, and that's the reason why these songs are classics.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. Or all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me, the pickings have been lush, and yet before the evening is over you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight. Luck, if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I've seen the way you've treated other guys you've been with. Luck, be a lady with me. A lady wouldn't flirt with strangers. She'd have a heart, she'd have a soul. A lady wouldn't make little snake eyes at me when I've bet my life on this roll. So let's keep the party polite, never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm the fella you came in with. Luck be a lady, luck be a lady, luck be a lady tonight. Ha!
Thank you. Now, the same guy wrote the lyrics and the music for that particular song. You know, name the show? Guys and Dolls, of course, Sky Masterson. I forgot to ask you, anybody recognize the opening number? What show that came from? There's a guy named Billy, who's an attorney in that show, and he represents a bunch of sexy, as all get out, kind of corrupt young ladies in a show called Chicago, of course, Billy Flynn. So it's a great way to live a life, to don costumes and makeup and to imagine myself in a different circumstance. That's an actor's job, really, to project yourself. What would happen if I grew up there, or if I had these variables coming true with me? How would that affect me? And even with the most sinister of characters, you find that people can be misguided, but they generally have a belief that what they're doing is right. And there's a character later on I'll tell you about. For some reason, I played a lot of Frenchmen in my career. Let's see, what is up next? We have a big program ahead of us. So Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein, Candor and Ebb so far we've represented. Luck Be a Lady is Frank Lesser wrote the music and lyrics for Guys and Dolls. Now, Rodgers and Hart, Richard Rodgers, before he worked with Oscar Hammerstein, collaborated with Lorenz or Larry Hart. And they had a prolific career together that anybody would have been proud to have, a body of work, witty lyrics, great American songbook classics, almost every one of their compositions together. So they had a falling out at the end, and then Larry passed away. But an amazing, amazing collaboration. And I think some of you folks here may have fallen in love to a song like this from the great body of work of Rodgers and Hart.
When you're awake, the things you think come from the dreams you dream. Thought has wings, and lots of things are seldom what they seem. Sometimes you think you've lived before all that you live today. Things you do come back to you as though they knew the way. Oh, the tricks your mind can play. It seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore The smile you are smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. And so it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before, but who knows where or when? And so it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before, but who knows where or when? Johnny could only sing one note, and the note he sang was this. Up! Poor Johnny, one note, sang out with gusto and just overwhelmed all the place. He took his one note, yelled willy-nilly until he was blue in the face. For holding one note was his ace. Couldn't hear the brass, couldn't hear the drum. He was in a class by himself, by gum. Poor Johnny, one note, got in Aida, indeed a great chance to be brave. He took his one note, yelled like the north wind, brought forth wind that made critics rave. While Verdi turned round in his grave, couldn't hear the flute or the big trombone. Everyone stood mute, Johnny stood alone. Cats and dogs stopped yapping, lions in the zoo all were jealous of Johnny's great trill. Thunderclaps stopped clapping, traffic ceased to roar, and they tell us Niagara stood still. He stopped the train whistles, boat whistles, steam whistles, cop whistles, all whistles bowed to his skill. Sing Johnny one note, sing out with gusto and just overwhelm all the crowd. So sing Johnny one note out loud. Sing Johnny one note. Sing Johnny one note out loud. Yeah. Wait, Fermata. So, Johnny One Note, Rodgers and Hart, great songs. Now, another famous musical theater pairing told beautiful, fantastical stories set in lands like Brigadoon and Camelot and such, and gave us a lot of our best songs. This is one of the other Frenchmen I've played. There's Emile Debec. There's Citizen Chauvelin and the Scarlet Pimpernel. I don't know if you folks know Frank Wildhorn's a great piece of theater. There's the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, and Gaston, kind of French character, folks. There's that dark hat in Les Miserables, Inspector Javert. There's that guy who
lived under the Paris Opera, I forget, whatever his name is. There is also this knight in shining armor, kind of a prototypical a hero of sorts. He maybe his only flaw was pride or ego. This fella had the great fortune or misfortune to fall in love with Lady Guinevere, and it gave Lerner in Lowe a chance to describe what it is to truly be in love.
If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer. Seeing you in summer, I never would go. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with a luster that puts gold to shame. But if I'd ever leave you, it couldn't be in autumn. How I'd leave in autumn, I never will know. I've seen how you sparkle when fall nips the air. I know you in autumn, and I must be there. And could I leave you running merrily through the snow, or on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow? If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so. Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Daniel on piano.
If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so. Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all.
Thank you. So, all those fantastical shows from Lerner and Lowe, Brigadoon, as I mentioned, and such, they also wrote one that tells a particularly American story about folks going out to the West to stake their claim in land and in love and in life. And a lot of great classics come from it. For me, one of the great Manly Man songs, I think, comes from a show called Paint Your Wagon by Lerner and Lowe.
Away out here they got a name for rain and wind and fire. The rain is Tess, the fire's Joe, and they call the wind Mariah. Mariah blows the stars around and sends the clouds a-flying. Mariah makes the mountains sound like folks were up there dying. Mariah, Mariah, they call the wind Mariah. me, and the sun was always shining. But then one day I left my girl, I left her far behind me, and now I'm lost, so golden lost, not even God can find me. Mariah, Mariah, they call the wind Mariah. Out here they got a name for rain, for wind, and fire only. But when you're lost and all alone, there ain't no word but lonely. And I'm a lost and lonely man without a star to guide me. Mariah, blow my love to me. I need my girl beside me. Mariah, Mariah, they call the wind Mariah. Mariah, Mariah, blow my love to me.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. So I mentioned French. Can you hear me without the mic? What do you know? This big room. This is a fabulous room. I gotta throw it out there to Joe Clark and everybody here at Forte Jazz Lounge. This is an amazing institution you have here in town, guys. Let's give them all a round of applause, if you will. We love seeing signs of life, and I have to say, there hasn't been a whole lot of stage performing this last year, and it feels terrific. With 2 vaccinations under my belt, I feel safe, and we're all very grateful for the hard work of the people on the front lines, especially, I have to say, and it brings a little tear to my eye, the nurses, like the ones we have in the room here today, Michals, who are the front lines. Who have really just put their health, their families' health, their lives in great part on the line for this horrible scourge that we've been through. So I just wanted to say that at this point, it's such a joy to be performing. And performing in one show, a lot of the roles, I get to choose my favorite songs here. I don't have to stick to one composer or lyricist. One role, I get to do them all in a tuxedo. So, Inspector Javert from Les Miserables. What a guy. He's one of those folks who really feels that he's doing the right thing. He has an idea of what it is to be righteous, to be upstanding, a member of society. He has his own cross to bear, so to speak, his own history and why he is unrelenting and inflexible. He lacks a humanity which Jean Valjean, the other character, displays in Act 2. And that display of compassion from Jean Valjean unravels Javert in Act 2. He commits suicide, in fact. He just can't reconcile this kind of old school, hard morality with a more compassionate, sympathetic, human way of looking at life. But in Act 1, Javert doesn't have any of that doubt. He understands what his role is in society as a enforcer of the law, and he has one job to do: to pursue Jean Valjean, who he stole a loaf of bread and he broke parole. But that gets Javert's gut. He's got to find him. So here he is making his plea to the heavens.
There, out in the darkness, a fugitive running, fallen from grace, fallen from grace. God be my witness, I never shall yield till we come face to face, till we come face to face. He knows his way in the dark, but mine is the way of the Lord, and those who follow the path of the righteous shall have their reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flame, the sword, the stars in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the nights, keeping watch in the nights. You know your place in the sky, you hold your course and your aim, and each in your season returns and returns, and is always the same. And if you fall as Lucifer fell, you fall in flame. And so it has been, and so it is written on the doorway to paradise, that those who falter and those who fall must pay the price. Lord, let me find him, that I may see him safe behind bars. I will never rest till then. This I swear by the stars.
Thank you. But has anybody here read the Victor Hugo novel, Les Miserables? It's thick. You were just recently out of school, if you remember that. So, what happened, and when you're adapting a large novel for the stage, especially for the Broadway stage, you gotta figure out a way to condense, characters and to take out some extraneous stories and backstories of the characters. In this case, Javert, who searches for Jean Valjean to the four corners of the map, he's having a hard time making ends meet. So you can maybe imagine why Boublil and Schoenberg, they left out some of the songs, in previews. And maybe you can imagine, maybe this song might have been in the score and might have been excised in previews. My girdle is slipping, my dress is unzipping, my wig is itching like hell. My ankles are starting to swell from these goddamn shoes that nobody likes. At least I got wedgies, I might have had spikes. At first this assignment had culture refinement, but it's no longer my bag. Being a cop can be a drag. I'm tired of knitting, perspired from sitting. My pantyhose is a mess. I bet you never could guess that despite this faded, cracking facade, beneath my bra, I'm packing a rod. My wife is disgusted, she hasn't adjusted. In fact, we've been having words. Being a cop is for the birds. Some little brat who's much too fat insists that I'm his mom, to the point where I am totally enraged.
And some horny guy from Harlem High just took me to his prom. And you know what? We're engaged. My friends on the force now avoid me, of course, now, 'cause my career's hit a snag. And though I'm glad I'm off my feet, I feel left on the shelf, just like Rumpelstiltskin, that misshapen little elf. 'Cause only ladies' room attendants love me for myself. Being a cop can be a drag. Didn't make it to the show, the Broadway opening. Can you imagine? So I would like to bring up onto the stage one of the Charlotte area, South Carolina's premier performing artists. She's made her mark here, of course, at Forte, as the traditionally called the girl singer in the Joe Clark Swing Band, right here. I'm sure you know this. You know Jenna. She has not only made her mark in this area, she's actually performed around the country in great roles. Some of the most challenging roles in the repertoire. Cinderella in Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods. I think it's the role of Kate in Swing Time Canteen. I only have just gotten to know her, and that is one of the perks and one of the joys of being a concert artist. And you meet such amazing people when you come to town. And I'd like to consider her a collaborator. If I get a chance to come back to Forte sometime in the future, we've got to work out something together, because she's just one of the most talented young ladies I know. Please welcome to the stage Jenna Bohannon. That's Joe Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Michals. Give him a hand. That was so entertaining. Oh my God, I learned so much. And by the way, I think it's pronounced Les Miserables. I don't want to show up or one-up somebody on stage, but, right?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I think you might be right, Joe.
Yeah.
One of the great things about music and about Broadway music is that it's kind of woven its way into our popular culture. And so tonight, as we celebrate International Jazz Day here at Forte Jazz Lounge, we're going to bring a little bit of the Broadway into the jazz. Here we go. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. It's Joe Clark on piano tonight. Thanks for backing me up. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I could swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. you. Thank you. Well, William so wonderfully introduced you to Rodgers and Hart earlier tonight. And so we have a little Rodgers and Hart for you. I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will. You made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down somehow. So what's the use? You've cooked my goose. Well, you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, and much worse when you're near. Here I am with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the door and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm so hot and bothered that I don't know my elbow from my ear. I suffer something awful each time you go, and much worse when you're near. Here I am with all my bridges burned, just a babe in arms where you're concerned. So lock the doors and call me yours, 'cause you took advantage of me. Yeah, you took advantage of me. Oh, you took advantage of me. Thank you. And since we are thinking Broadway and thinking Charleston, we have to have a little Gershwin, right? All right, a little Gershwin, a little Somebody Loves Me. Somebody loves me, I wonder who, I wonder who he can be. Somebody loves me, I wish I knew. Who can he be? Worries me. For every guy who passes me, I shout, hey, maybe you were meant to be my loving baby. Somebody loves me, I wonder who. Maybe it's you. Somebody loves me. I wonder who. I wonder who he can be. Somebody loves me. I wish I knew. Who can he be? Worries me. For every guy who passes me, I shout, hey, maybe you were meant to be my loving baby. Somebody loves me. I wonder who. Maybe, maybe it's you. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's get wonderful William back on the stage.
Let's hear it for Jenna Bohannon. She's so nice, so talented and beautiful, and just irresistible. But I gotta tell you something. No wide-eyed, wholesome, eager, innocent school or Sunday teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance with a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting, all the while she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, for she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you see. Plop! I flinch, I shy. When the lass with the delicate air goes by, I smile, I grin. When the gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope, I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me. A lot of girls feel like they qualify for the job, I think. Okay, who recognize? And that's another product of musical genius. A guy named Meredith Willson wrote the lyrics, and he wrote the book, and he wrote the music for a show called The Music Man. Excellent. Oh, I like it with the definite article. They're well done. The Music Man. Somebody. So you folks love Broadway, do you? Excellent. I've had a great time, with my career. One of the highlights is getting to know over the last 20 years, a fellow who had 3 shows open and running on Broadway simultaneously, new Broadway works. It hadn't happened in more than 25 years on Broadway. The first of the shows to open was Jekyll and Hyde, and then The Scarlet Pimpernel, which I had a great part in. Chauvelin, another dark hat, Frenchman there. And the third one was another amazing piece of artwork. It incorporated a lot of letters from soldiers and their families, and it was entitled The Civil War. Frank Wildhorn is exactly right. So Frank and I got to know one another, and it's just such a privilege to sing great, somebody who really knows how to write for the voice. And in Jekyll and Hyde, Jekyll has a realization at a certain point. He's going to make a difference, and he can't be afraid of it. He's got to take the opportunity. So we're going to take a little break right after this. But I tell you, in terms of Broadway ballads, inspiring works of art, I think this is one of the defining pieces of the genre. This is the moment, this is the day, when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming, and screaming become one. This is the day, be it sparkle and shine, when all I've lived for becomes mine. For all these words, I face the world alone, and now the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the greatest moment of them all. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I'll sit together with the gods. When I look back, I will always recall, moment for moment, this was the moment, the greatest moment of them all. Let's hear it for these guys. We'll take a 10-minute break and we'll see you back very soon. Thank you.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. You know this one, folks? Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And that old weeping willow is laughing at me. Come on, folks, let's hear it now. Ready? Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day. There you go, folks. That's the way. That is the way to start a new Broadway composer and lyricist team. They didn't start it, Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein didn't start it in a typical, their first show together, Oklahoma, of course, in the typical way with a big production number, something splashy, maybe some special effects. There wasn't anything on stage except a cowboy and his old Aunt Eller in that beautiful Oklahoma skyline. Now kind of, in a bittersweet way, the last words, the last lyrics, the amazing Oscar Hammerstein was to pen, were for the show The Sound of Music. His career spanned from early on writing with Frimmel and great operetta composers, and all the way up through the Sound of Music. Their main male character, Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, needed a song that kind of captured his love for his country, and they tapped into what I think was their greatest gift, the simple, affecting melody that cuts right to the soul. In this, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning is a great example of that. In this instance, they created what some people think is an old folk song, but it's written by Americans for an Austrian character about a little white flower that grows in the Austrian mountainside. So I think you guys may know this one as well. I may quiz you on it in a minute. Careful. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
Folks, something tells me you know the song as well as I do. If you grew up with the great color classic film, Sound of Music, may I ask you to join in? I know you guys will, and I can't wait to hear you. Harmony at the end, if we will. Would you? I'll even help you. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Every morning you greet me small and white, small and clean and bright, clean and bright. You look happy, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Bravo, everybody. Thank you so much. What great music, right? Great music. So back in the time of operetta, before we get there, another great musical tells a story of a lot of Americans' ancestry. In this case, to the east of Austria, folks of Jewish American heritage, many of them draw their ancestry back to that part of the world. There is a great musical that Bartlett Sher, who directed me in South Pacific, recently brought to Broadway in an amazing revival, Fiddler on the Roof. And from that show comes a song, like the greatest of musical theater, the greatest of pieces of artwork, speak to us all at different times. And who could really, I can't imagine an important day like one coming up for these beautiful people and their daughter as the wedding day. Who can imagine a wedding day without at least one musical theater song? Is this the little girl I carried? Is this the little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she grow to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Wasn't it yesterday when they were small? You know this one too, guys? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Bravo, folks. This is the music that speaks to us, but not just from the Broadway stage. Thank you so much. There's also there's also music that didn't make it to a Broadway show, but is in the tradition of great singing, where kind of bel canto singing naturally gravitated in a little town on a boot-shaped country called Naples, where these folks knew how to sing a love song. Well, in this case, this Italian fellow, it's a song written around 1900 or so, a Neapolitan guy, the dialect is slightly different from standard Italian. He says, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? To wake up in the morning after a party and after a tempest and to smell the freshness in the air and to see the sunrise up there beautifully in the sky. But there's another sun, he says, oi, nay. Oi is kind of a familiar kind of way. It's oi, nay, oi, vey. It's just what is oi, nay. There's another sun up in the sky. There's another sun that's even more beautiful than that. And that is the sunlight that shines from my beloved's face.
Che bella cosa, una giornata e sole, un'aria serena dopo una tempesta, per l'aria fresca pare già una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata e sole, emanato sole, è più bello in me, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te.
Let me ask you folks here, is there anybody here who's a bit of an Italian, perhaps, or has a little Italian in them? Don't get dirty on me. Who's anybody here have a little Chianti lately, or some pasta, primavera? All right, very good. Well, let me just check. Let me check the Italian temperature room. I want to hear a nice round Italianate la. Are you ready? Here we go. La. Oh, that's bello. But let me hear it più forte, all right? One more time, stronger. 1, 2, 3. La. Very good. So I bet you know 3 words in Italian. Oh, sole mio. When I give you a cue, join in and sing out. Come on. We all know this, right?
Manato sole, è più bello in me, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te.
Bravissimi, bravissimi. Well done, everybody. I'd like to take a moment. There's a young lady here in the audience who I met on my previous visit down here. She is the primary mover, I would say, at a place called the Obstinate Daughter. Anybody know the restaurant? It's fantastic. Well, being a European mutt, mutt descent, Polish, Greek, Irish, German, my mom, bless her soul, she's 91. She's half Greek and a quarter German and a quarter Irish. And we're going to pay a little tribute to Sheila out there in the house, right there. There you are, Sheila. And to the little bit of Irish in us all. With a little number that I'm going to give these guys a break on.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when ye come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I will hear the soft dew tread above me, and o'er my grave will warmer, sweeter be. And you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I will sleep in peace until you come to me. And I will sleep in peace until you come to
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage the incomparable Jenna Bohannon.
Irish?
Will,
A
I
little
think
Italian. I'll take it.
I think you meant to say incomprehensible. I'm sorry. I have these moments.
He does. These little lapses in judgment.
Just imagine where we'd be without you, Joe. Imagine and smile.
Somewhere down the street, I'm sure.
Oh,
Maybe at Bennett.
we certainly wouldn't be here in this beautiful place.
Yes.
So thank you for Forte.
Thank you.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
this. And thank you for celebrating International Jazz Day.
I know.
I know.
What is international jazz anyway? There's only American jazz and everybody else copying us. What is that?
Oh,
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Deep
I don't know.
Thoughts by Joe Clark. Who knew? Who knew?
So on the front, on the I'm learning a lot about show tunes and stuff like that. I just learned that there was this thing called Rent. I don't know, but tragic story. So from what I hear, and but we're going to do a youth program, and we're gonna do a Rent for kids called Runt.
You can dress him up. You can put him behind the piano. He keeps us in stitches, though. We'll take it. We'll take it. William told you a little bit about some Rodgers and Hammerstein, but Oscar Hammerstein actually also partnered with Jerome Kern for this next song. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lame that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. But when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no me. Can't help loving that man of mine. Can't help loving that man of mine. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we've got to go back to a little more Gershwin. A little more Gershwin. I love the story of this song and the way that this song came to be because in the summer of 1934, George Gershwin was here, staying at Folly Beach, and he was very inspired and began writing Porgy and Bess. And so we couldn't have a night without some summertime. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mom is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you one of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mommy standing by.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, yeah, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Joe Clark, ladies and gentlemen. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mommy standing by. And Mommy standing by. Thank you. And thank you, Joe. Little Louie coming out of you. That was awesome. One-handed piano player. Isn't he amazing? He's amazing. And let's give a big round of applause for these guys back here. The band. I like to call them the presidents. Kennedy, Hoover, and to Joe and the presidents. They think it's funny. They laugh to humor me, I think. But they really are. They are supporting all of our musicians coming in every night, and they just deserve all the praise as they jump right in there and do everything. They are the backbone of Forte. So thank you so much. And without further ado, let's get back to some more Broadway. Let's bring out William.
Jenna Bohannon, everybody, Jenna Bohannon. So my dad was an attorney by trade. He grew up in a town nobody's ever heard of, Bayonne, New Jersey. Maybe a few have, yes. And he loved to sing. My grandfather did, Charlie Michalski. You'll notice my name is spelled a little funny. My dad cut off the K-I before I came around and made it Michals. He loved to sing almost as much as he loved, well, probably maybe more than he loved to practice law. He, and my good friend Bill here, he remembers my dad singing, or maybe he'd have a cigar in a hand or a glass of brandy or something as a party was starting to wind up. You knew that Dad was going to hold court, and he was going to share a piece of artwork with the room, with the house. And we would sing around the piano at every holiday we could. We'd just share our songs, whether it was kind of, it was as musical theater, maybe some sacred stuff, maybe popular songs, whatever. Everybody would get up and sing and join in that. And it was such a wonderful, wonderful part of my childhood. And I remember Dad, I'm not sure why this particular piece of music spoke to him, but again, it's an instance where the greatest works of art speak to us in their own way, regardless of the character that was playing the role, the time. So young Oscar Hammerstein worked with Jerome Kern on a piece of theater that told a story about a very difficult time in our Americans' history in the South, when as I walk around Charleston, we're reminded of difficult times behind us, difficult times of the present, and how to reconcile it. Well, through art, those messages and those lessons and those inspirations come to us. So my dad would sing this song, and perhaps I'll never understand truly what it meant to him, but I'd like to pay tribute, not just to the late Bill Michals, but to Oscar Hammerstein and Jerome Kern, and a piece of artistic work called Showboat.
There's an old man called Mississippi. That's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes, he don't plant cotton, and them that plants 'em is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, you get a little drunk, and you lands in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. So in a night like this, I get a chance to explain something about my career and about the storytelling aspect of it. There's one role that really challenges an actor, and it's just as rewarding as it is. So please, allow me to set the stage. I shall impersonate a man. Enter into my imagination and see him. His name is Alonzo Quijana. He's a country squire, but he's no longer young. He's bony and hollow-faced, with eyes that burn with the fire of inner vision. Being retired, he has much time for books, and he studies them from morn till night, often through the night as well, but what he reads oppresses him. Fills him with indignation at man's murderous ways towards man. He broods, and he broods, and he broods, and finally, after so much brooding, his brains dry up. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the strangest project ever imagined: to become a knight-errant and sally forth into the world to right all wrongs. Why, no longer shall he be plain Alonzo Quijana, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de la Mancha. Hear me now, O thou bleak and unbearable world, thou art base and debauched as can be. And a knight with his banners all bravely unfurled now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. I am I, Don Quixote, the Lord of
La Mancha, my destiny calls, and I go. And the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, whithersoever they blow. Hear me, heathens and wizards and serpents of sin, all your dastardly doings are past. For a holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last. I, Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, my destiny calls and I go. And the wild winds of fortune will carry me onward, whithersoever they blow. Whithersoever they blow, onward to glory I go.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. So in this role of Don Quixote, you're actually playing the role of Miguel de Cervantes, the great Spanish author who was, people don't know, I believe he died on the very same day as William Shakespeare. It was a very important time in literature and in art and culture in Europe, and in language and in self-reflection as well. And that's what we do as actors. We hold up a mirror to ourselves and we say, what in this role can I learn from? How can I become a better person tomorrow by doing this work? And we all do that in our livelihoods, in our households, in our hearts, in romance, and parenting, most importantly. So as I hold that mirror up, I think of this Alonso Quijana character. He believes that he's not defined by the years that led up to that day, that he can turn on a dime and he can make his life more meaningful, more important, more impactful than ever. He can reinvent himself. And I think we as individuals and as a country, as parents, in our minute choices, in our big choices, we can do that as well. We can be better today than we were yesterday, not tomorrow. We can be better today. It's always striving to be more than that. And Cervantes put it in a wonderful way. He said, soñar lo imposible soñar. And I want to thank you folks here for having me here at the Forte Jazz Lounge. I want to thank these amazing musicians. Let's hear it for Josh on the drums, John on the bass, Mr. John Daniel on piano. Bravo, my friend, stepping up like a true hero. Let's thank Joe and everybody here at Forte. Please be generous, of course. Show your love and appreciation for this amazing institution. Tell your friends about it to come at 9:30 tonight. And hopefully again soon, because I'm just falling in love with you guys. You believe the same things that I do, that art can make life better. And God, have we needed it? Have we needed it this year? So it means so much to me. I want to thank you. Thank you for helping me to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right,
without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable stars. Thank you. Folks, while you're there, there's one more piece. There's a Broadway composer I have neglected, if I may. Maybe you'll figure out who it is. Have a seat. You'll be sitting in a minute. Not for me, but for this piece. There's a guy named, who immigrated to this country, and he embodied in his work what it is to be American. Because his background was different. He came here and he owned his new life, and he made the most of it in his particular way. His gift was writing lyrics and writing songs. He had a chest full of them, and he wrote what some people consider to be some of the greatest musicals. Annie, Get Your Gun, and others. Didn't he write White Christmas and a whole slew of Americana, what we consider our American songbook? So this guy writes what many consider to be like a second national anthem, and I would like to send this one out to the veterans here in this room. Thank you very much. Let's give it up for them for their service, and for the men and women who are overseas right now, making sure that our ideals and our core values are being maintained as they morph, as they change, as we grow as a nation. I would like to thank the men and women over there with this number. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Come on, folks, join me. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, Let's hear it for these guys back here. Bravi, bravo, bravo. Hear me now, will it be? Give me the Mandela Muchals song. Thank you very much, folks. See you again.